Listen to what this article says. This was December 1, 2008. Acupuncture works, but it works equally well with or without needle penetration. I'm not going to go through that whole study. It's there. But do you understand that? That was released from the Swedish Research Council. They did research with all these patients. Some of the patients, they would actually stick the needle in. Some of the patients, they wouldn't. And the patients didn't know which was being done. And the results were the same either way. The needle doesn't have to penetrate. What the ancient Chinese masters say in their own writings, they say that the needle is only there to transmit the energy of qi from the practitioner into the patient. Where does the practitioner, the Chinese medical doctor or the Qigong practitioner, where do they get the energy from? The universe, the Tao. So they are a channel for this universal energy to pass through them, through the needle, into the patient. Now remember the statement that we read earlier about how we are to be the channels for God's working. This is Satan's counterfeit. The transfer of energy. Acupuncture, this ancient system, is based on the concept that disease results from a disruption in the flow of qi, or energy, and an imbalance in the forces of yin and yang. Traditional Chinese medicine uses practices such as herbs, meditation, massage, and acupuncture to seek to aid healing by restoring the yin and the yang balance and the flow of qi. Now, something I want to make a note of here is there anything wrong with herbal medicine? I mean, does peppermint tea really help if you need to awaken the brain or if you need to bring a fever down? Yes, it helps. It's chemically proven it works. What about massage? Is it wrong to do massage? No. What about reading the Scripture and really concentrating to hear God's voice as you read His Scripture? Is that wrong? What Satan does is he takes things that are in and of themselves physical and chemical, factual truths, and he blends into those things spiritual principles. Acupuncture is the stimulation of specific points on the body by a variety of techniques, including the insertion of thin metal needles through the skin. The needles are intended to remove blockages in the flow of qi. Okay, so I've got this energy that's supposed to be running through my body, and it gets a blockage. Well, okay, what is it blocked with? I mean, I'm trying to understand, what blocks energy? I mean, is it muscle? Is it I ate too much fat? What is blocking that energy? Well, what they'll tell you, if you ask, they'll tell you it's emotion. Energy is supposed to flow freely, and if you get tight or tense, it's that energy, that spirit of anger or resentment or grief that's closing up that energy pathway, and the only way to release it is to puncture that with a needle and allow this doctor to give you more yin energy if you're out of that, or more yang energy if you're out of that. And to restore and maintain health. The needles are solid and contain no chemicals, as in Western medicine. These disposable needles serve only as an antenna to allow transfer of energy through a point in the body. That man was certified by the International Academy of Acupuncture. He's a medical doctor. Transpersonal psychotherapist Dr. Frances V. Clark, who wrote her PhD dissertation on approaching transpersonal consciousness through effective imagery. And I'm going to just pause there for a second so I can let my mind wrap around that phrase. She says, when she's referring to our culture's modern fascination with occult energies, she says, in recent years, we have learned much about releasing energy, raising energy, transforming energy, directing energy, and controlling energy flow. Yet the energy we are talking about remains undefined. When I first began training under the last man that I trained under, because he was also a medical Qigong teacher as well as a martial, hard Qigong teacher, he was very specific. He put things in medical terms. He gave me diagrams. It was easy to believe. It was easy to believe because it appeared medical.